I had just turned 60. Had been praying forever for a purpose, for something to do, knowing that there was more to me, but I did not know what. And sitting in church at Christ Emmanuel Christian Fellowship one day, our pastor was preaching, that's Bishop Dantley, and he was talking about purpose. And then he said something, and all I heard was him say, nevertheless. And when he said nevertheless, that it was like I had this epiphany, and it was like, that's it, that is the name, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to tell girls they are nevertheless. And
I was at the recreation center, and me and my friend Paige were walking, and we went to the art room, and we saw Miss Doris, and we were just like, what is this for? And then she told us that it was nevertheless, and she gave us some papers to take to our mom, and she explained what the group is. And the next week or so, we were back at nevertheless.
I talk with them about things that they could do as young ladies that makes them feel good about themselves. And then in addition to that, we talk about what's important to them, and not to let any people define them, but for them to define themselves. And that's what's important.
with this organization, I am truly helping, and my mission is to change the mindset of the girls. I want them to think enterprising. I want them to think authentically. I want them to think creatively. I want them to think better. I want them to think broader. I want them to think outside of the box. I want them to think big.
Coming here, you can't keep the same mindset. You have to have you can't have a fixed mindset. You know, it has to be a growth mindset. You have to think like, I'm coming here to change, not to be the same person I was when I walked in here.
I wanted to do cheerleading, so I was kind of bummed out. But then I started liking it because they actually like connect with you and stuff. Like, I guess that was what I was looking for in cheerleading, like some group of girls that I could like get closer to. That's what I found here.
It's fun, and that the girls are kind. Miss Doris and Mrs. Carroll, they treat you like their own kids and love you and provide anything that you need. And it's a great group. I have all the people that's in Nevertheless are my friends. They're my sisters, actually.
Doris, you know this upcoming event that we're having on November the 7th? I'm excited about
Me
that.
too, me too.
You
Me
know,
too, me too. Yeah.
the Sip and See.
Sip and see. Now, what does sip and see mean for people who don't know what sip and see is?
Well, we could, you know, they can sip a little non-alcoholic beverage or a little wine. You
Yeah.
know? And they're to come out and hear and see what we have done with Nevertheless, and we have a special guest speaker with Lakrita Bowman, who's a very dear friend of both of ours.
Right.
So,
well known in the city.
and it's a free event, and it's going to be held at 1010 Chapel Street at the Cincinnati
Federation of Colored Women. Of Colored Women. Yeah, it's a beautiful venue.
And it's November the 7th from 3 to 7.
3 to 7. Yeah, yeah. It's
Nice Saturday afternoon.
Come out
You know.
and have some drinks and or not. You know,
and hors d'oeuvres.
hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
You know,
And just
and
mingle.
mingle.
Mhm.
Just, you
Just
know,
come out
just
and
meet
see-
others. Just
meet
meet
other
other
people.
people. Just
Right.
come out and meet and just hear all about us.
Right,
Nevertheless.
nevertheless.
Yeah.
Doris, can you imagine how far God has brought us in these last 3 years? I mean, I'm just thinking about, it just seems like yesterday when we were in the family room of your home and you were just talking about the vision that God was giving you, but at that particular time, it just wasn't as crystal clear as it is up today.
Yeah.
And I mean, all the things that we have gone through to get us to where we are today. I'm just so overwhelmed with what God is doing.
It amazes me still every
I
day,
know.
Carol. I mean, every day I am waking up and it's like I'm still in awe, just wondering just what else does he have for us to do. You know, even after moving out of our home, my home actually, where we were all gathering, a group of beautiful women that helped us, and through the lovely party, the gala, and you know, and all that we did, the monies that we gave away, you know, it's that still wasn't it.
Right.
And you know, and when the Holy Spirit said, you know, no, it's not a social gathering.
Right.
You know, and go back and make it enterprising into a corporation. And we did that
Right.
and got our 501c3, you know, and it has just taken off since
I know.
then. It just amazes me because I don't know from day to day what God really has for us to do, except that, you know, we know that it's all about the children.
Yes, it is.
It's all about
It is
them.
all about them. And we have had wonderful girls to come through our program and that are still with us,
Right.
you know, and all of the things that we have been able to share and pour into their lives, you know.
Right, absolutely.
And I also think about the training that you received through the church, through
Right.
Christ Emmanuel,
Yeah.
in order to, that was like a jump start
It
for you
was.
to get your vision into perspective, to even know how to go about getting a 501c3,
Right.
you know,
That
so.
was the ministry of exploits.
Right,
And that was Bishop Dantley's vision,
Right.
and I am grateful that he had that vision.
right,
And out of it, yes, we were birthed. We were birthed from the fact that, I mean, he was like in the beginning, in it all along, because sitting in church and he used the word nevertheless,
Right.
and it was like, the light went off, and it was like, I come running, you know.
Yes, you did.
Never did stop.
Never
Haven't stopped since, but that's a blessing.
Yes.
And, you know, down at the Seven Hills Neighborhood House, we had that exposure, and that, we were blessed for those people to help us there, Alexis and the staffing there. And, you know, and then that was too restricted for us. The Lord was
Really?
expanding our
Yeah.
territory
Absolutely.
still. And, you know, Bond Hill, well, where, we went to the CAA, right?
Right, we
Right.
went there.
Yeah.
Yes, and then God blessed us to be at Bond Hill, but through all of that, we had the workshops,
We had,
the reel-to-reel
Real.
workshop, you know,
absolutely.
showing young ladies what's fantasy through a movie and
Mhm.
relating that to what's real in reality.
Absolutely.
And having all the volunteers of all different professions to come in
Mhm.
to help us with the program and teach the
Absolutely.
girls.
Absolutely.
And to see where we are today is just, you know, I just can't seem to get it all together.
Right.
Like, we're moving so fast, you
moving
know.
so fast, you know, to even have the blessing from Father Ray
Right.
to allow us to be housed here
Right.
at the St. Joseph's Convent.
Right.
You know, we have a beautiful facility here. But the thing of it is, we still have some of the same girls. We have taken in more girls. We are still wanting to expand even broader.
Right.
And the girls that we are teaching, we want them to become enterprising. We want them to know who they are authentically. We want our girls to know that they can be whatever they dream it. If they dreamed it, it happens. It already exists.
Right.
So if you dreamed it, then go and walk into that.
Absolutely.
And so we are trying to find ways of making them really feel that and know that through the teachings that we're giving them at the Bond Hill Recreational Center on Mondays. So,
And letting
yeah.
them understand that they have a voice.
Yes.
That where they are right today,
Mhm.
to let them see the creativity that they have in themselves,
Mhm.
to discover that, to discover who they are,
Right.
and to let them know they have a purpose
Right.
and a destiny, you know, because our girls come from so many different backgrounds.
True.
And we're here to help them. I mean, even them coming straight from school,
Right.
and we feed them. We
Absolutely.
give them a full course meal
Mhm.
before class.
Yes.
You know, and things of that nature that it's just been God. That's all I can
That's
keep
just
saying.
it.
It's just God.
Well, it has been by the blessings of His angels who have volunteered to give.
Right. That's,
You know, it truly is all
Mhm.
God. And this summer, this summer was
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
Wasn't
yeah.
the
The
summer amazing?
entrepreneur
The entrepreneur, yeah.
workshop.
You know, Eve was just birthed right there. And then
Right there. You know, I always tell you, I had this elephant in my mouth that you do not allow me to just take a bite of him and to digest him. I'll be like, you know, because it's like the visions that God give you is like bam, 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 but they
happen.
come, yeah, they come to fruition.
they do
as well.
happen. But you know,
yeah,
with
that
Eve,
program.
we had 6 girls in the Eve program, and each and every one of them from conception
Right.
of what their ideas were for the type of businesses that they would run if they had a business.
Right.
And so they wrote their business plans, they went through the mock interviews, they did their logos, designs, you know, they designed their product.
Right.
You know, what did they have?
They had lip color, nail color,
Yeah.
the
Bracelets,
inspirational bracelets. They had the thongs that
Yeah,
they decorated,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
one young lady was able to market that,
Yeah.
and she made $50
that
within an hour's time.
Really, really.
I tell you, so that was really good, just
Yeah.
for them to get that experience. And the young girl who loves to bake,
Right,
she made,
absolutely.
you know, likes her cookies
and her
her
recipes, and
So,
the headbands,
yeah.
and all
And
of those
t-shirts.
Yeah.
tie-dye. they
Tie-dye,
did.
yeah. So, you know, so to bring these things out of them,
Right,
that's already in them,
right,
that they don't think is there,
absolutely.
that's what's exciting to
Right.
us. That is what keeps us going, because we know that there's so many girls out here that don't really believe that they can, and we know.
Right,
We
and,
know that.
and not only that, but our program goes into the juvenile detention center,
Yeah,
you know,
our
2020,
loves,
and
yeah.
how they're taught there that they can do far better
Right.
than where they are today.
Right.
And how we've had a couple of the girls to come out and be in our program.
Absolutely.
You know, even though they didn't stick there, but they got something there.
Yeah, seed
You know
was
what I mean? The
planted.
seed was planted there.
Mhm.
And there's more to come that's gonna actually go all the way through the program.
Right.
You know what I mean? But those girls, they still keep in contact with us, even though they're not part of the program, they still keep in contact.
Right.
And the girls there, like, we give them the gift bags when they
Right.
depart from there and everything.
Right. I mean, those gift bags are really put together with lots of love,
Right.
because we put in lots of thought for those girls, because once they leave there, they need their own personal items. We want them to have their own toiletries and the paper to write, pencils, so that they can, you know, an envelope, so that they can send a letter.
Right.
You know, we need to start putting in some sort of cards so that they can send thank you cards or
Right,
some
absolutely.
birthday cards out
Right.
if they can't buy them
Mhm.
as well. So, you know, whatever the juvenile detention center will
Right.
allow us to do,
Mhm.
you know, we're putting in those bags for them.
And we also teach the girls about giving back.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like they volunteer at the zoo.
Mhm.
And then we have our girls going to the Epic House, which is a residential home for the elderly.
Right.
And our volunteers have been they've been blessing us with
Yeah.
the blankets, getting ready to get the
Towels.
holiday packets together for the people at the Epic House.
Right.
So our volunteers are very, very, very helpful, and they bless us all the time.
Right. Do you want to hear about some other things that are going on in my mind?
Yes. Yes, how many things are going on, you know, but I gotta pin them, cause I can't keep them up here like you.
Oh,
You
yeah.
mean, you know, go share with them.
Well, you know, when they come to me, they're inspired from God. So they have
Just share
to have
with
me.
me.
Well, you know, we were just at Fuel Cincinnati,
Correct.
and we received a $2,500 grant, which was a surprise to us.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming, wasn't it? Oh
Yes.
my Lord, it was so surprising, because their people came in with $20 to vote
To vote.
on the 5 percenters. We were
Mhm.
one of the 5, and we came in
Which
just
is
with
the
the thought.
Yeah, the 4 of us.
Yeah.
Where we couldn't vote for
We couldn't even
ourselves, you know.
We could not vote.
So,
And but what we wanted to do was just to let people know about
Right.
Nevertheless, and that was ultimate for
Right.
us. That was ultimate to get a few business cards.
right.
in there.
And it was surprising though when the people came up to us and said, well, you know, I came here with someone else to vote for them, but just listening to you all and how excited you were in the presentation that you gave, we couldn't help but vote for you. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's
Yeah.
nobody but God
Yeah.
doing things like that for
Right.
opening the door for Nevertheless.
Yes, absolutely. So, what's in my mind right now
Okay.
is at the end of the year is to have all of the girls and any other girls that we take in to have their job fair, where they are
In the 2015?
in 2016. We're at the
Okay.
end of
Okay.
and going the next
Okay.
year. Next year.
Okay, because see, there goes that elephant again, you know, you said at the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking at 2015 like, okay.
In
Yes.
2016.
16,
In
yes.
2016.
Mhm.
To have a job fair where we have the girls come into a place, a facility, where they have all of their businesses, little junior entrepreneurs, and be it a single individual partnership, be it a partnership, a proprietorship, a corporation
Yeah,
that
that's
they
wonderful.
formed or whatever,
That's what-
and then let people come in and vote on their businesses and have them then receive that prize money.
Mhm.
How awesome would that be?
Oh, they would love it.
Wouldn't they love it?
Mhm.
And yeah, you know, and it involves pretty much a wide range of kids because anyone can then enter
Right.
that, but our girls would be a part of that.
Mhm.
We're being inclusive, having other nonprofit organizations bring their children in, and I'm just thinking how exciting that is. I'm getting excited about it right now.
Yeah, I know.
No, I do. You know, so
I'm excited. I'm excited.
That's exciting.
Mhm,
You know,
it
that
is.
is just exciting for me. So that really is on my mind, right? Really hard. So we need to start getting a team together for
Right,
that.
we do.
But right now, I guess we need to stay on the fact of things that we're needing and how we're going to get those things.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, because we're still looking for a projector, a
Mhm.
screen, so we can tell the history to our girls.
Absolutely.
As we teach,
Right,
that we're able to show them our history.
right.
Because so many of our girls don't know it.
They don't.
And so those are the kind of things that we need to start with right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're going to get that,
Right, I
you
know.
know. And so,
Right, so we definitely do need that projector, and we do need a screen. We need some laptops for the girls.
the
And
laptops.
yeah, because if we don't teach these girls about their history, as you
Right.
just said, then they won't know about their future. You must have something that you're
Right.
pulling from
Absolutely.
in order to go forward,
Mhm.
you know, and you know something else, Carol, I am so grateful about Nevertheless that we do is including the mothers, including the caretakers,
Caretakers, the
the
guardians.
guardians, you know, having a class for them as well.
Right.
Because how can we continue to try to make our girls whole and
And
send them back to
The environment that they're already in,
and
and they're not being taught or broadened that which we're teaching them.
right,
It's
right,
not being broadened,
right,
and for our girls to come to us on a weekly basis, that's just not enough,
right,
you know.
right, absolutely.
And I'm really excited that the parents understand that we're here to help their girls.
right.
And we need their help in helping them.
Right,
Mhm.
absolutely.
So that's good, that we have that participation
Right.
with the parents.
We have
you
a
know.
lot of work, don't we?
Yes, and we
We've
have a
done-
lot to do, but like I keep saying, in 3 years, we've done a lot.
We've done so much.
We've done a lot.
Yes, we have.
You know,
Yes, we have.
And,
I mean, just
for-
think about all of the different places. You know, we have the Motivational Dream Tours.
right,
Okay, and the Motivational Dream Tours where we were taking the girls every month to a different place outside of their environment.
right.
They love that.
They love it.
They absolutely love
I
that.
mean-
Where all have they gone?
Let's see, we took them to the Albany dance performance down at the
right,
Aeronaut.
right.
We've taken them to the Underground National Railroad.
Right.
We
Ball
took them
games.
to the ball games, to the symphony,
Right.
to the opera,
Right.
to the ballet.
Right.
You know, we
sure
just took them to the aquarium this summer, and they rode the duck.
Right.
You know, things like that. You know,
They
so
go to the Aeronaut this Friday.
this Friday,
Right, and turn around
And
on
playhouse,
Saturday and playhouse in the park.
So those are the things that the girls are going to, that they have been involved with.
Mhm.
Now, you know, we're talking about taking them to fine dining, but we do have to introduce
So,
the etiquette side of that,
that is true.
you know.
That's true.
But we're still gonna do that, where they can go to a fine dining restaurant other
Right.
than a fast food
Food,
place,
Right.
you know. So we're doing those kinds of things with them and.
We always want them comfortable
Right.
wherever they go. So
Yeah.
we never want them introduced to a place where they don't know which fork, you
Right.
know, don't know how to place a napkin,
Right.
not understanding how to drink from the right glass, or, you know, how to ask for a server
Right.
to come to their tables. And so we want them always to be very comfortable so that whenever they go out with a friend or whatever, they don't feel embarrassed, or they don't not go
Mhm.
because they are unsure
Sure
as to,
about
you know, what's expected
Yeah.
of them.
And they're gaining the confidence, you know, through our classes and teaching them about purpose and
Mhm.
destiny and
Right.
character building.
Absolutely.
And their confidence is growing.
Yeah.
And just think about this past year, we had tutors to come in.
Right, absolutely.
We take a look at their report cards
Quarterly.
and see what areas that they perhaps need a little assistance in.
Mhm.
And we brought in tutors to help
Mhm.
them with their math,
Right.
you know, and we've
Reading.
seen improvement in
Mhm.
their grades,
Yes.
you know, in their attendance.
Yes.
We've seen an improvement,
And
So-
their attitude.
attitude, right.
Right,
So,
absolutely.
and just think we had the little graduation ceremony for them
Oh, that was
Yeah,
wonderful, wasn't that?
with another organization,
Yeah.
nonprofit organization. So that was making a friend. We've
Mhm.
had those making
The
friends,
friends, yeah.
socials.
And I even hear them.
Ice cream socials.
Right. And they always say that they're texting the friends
Friends
that
that
they
they
made.
made. Right.
Yeah. So they keep in touch,
Mhm.
and so that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So we have
We
really
have
impacted their lives, and we have so much
Much
more
more
to
to
do because we're going to have the Motivational Dream Center.
Dream Center.
Yes, ma'am. You know we're going to have
Where's
that.
that building? You know.
We don't
You
have
know.
it up here. But you know, it's going to, this Motivational Dream Center, in the vision that I see, is like the link, City Link.
Mhm.
Or the girls can come in, there's a social room, there's a media room, there's a room where they can learn IT, where they can learn culinary, any of the life
Right.
skills that they're
They
needing, they can come in there and get that teaching
Right.
prior to turning 17, 18 and expected to be an adult
Right.
and know it already.
Mhm.
So these are things that they're tutoring,
Mhm.
Bible study, you know, just all types of things that City Links has.
Mhm.
There's a demographic of girls out there and boys, but we're dealing with the girls. That demographic, that age where they don't receive it and then they turn 18 and you expect them to know it.
Right.
It doesn't work
Right.
like that. It's just like when we had them on in the gyms program
Right.
this summer.
Right. That was a wonderful program for the
Yeah,
girls.
yeah.
You know, where they went to actually work in a corporate environment. A couple of the girls went to the Cincinnati Public School
Right.
administrative office,
Mhm.
you know, and they got evaluated
Mhm.
and they received $37.50 per week for
Mhm.
10 hours a
Right.
week
Right,
and for a month.
right.
And then we taught them how to save, and that way we gave them a 10% bonus for the amount of money that they saved.
Yeah,
So the girls really learned a lot there.
right.
And then they went into, a couple of the girls went into the Melrose Y.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so they were at the front desk greeting people and
Learning how to
And-
operate a phone line, fax
So,
machines.
yes, they learned quite a
copiers.
bit.
Yeah.
They learned quite a
Yeah,
bit.
that is.
So,
And how to interact with
and
customers.
Customer service.
How to
and
get
stuff.
customer service skills,
Mhm.
you know, enhancing that. So we're really helping them build a great, what is portfolio,
Right.
so that once they are ready
Mhm.
to go when they turn 16, 17, 18, they already have a whole little portfolio that they can turn of accolades and accomplishments
Right.
and, you know, things that they've done already. And they're seasoned
Right.
and ready
Right.
for that job.
Right. And then the other part of that, they can come back and mentor
Mm-hmm.
the girls that are coming in,
Right.
and they can
absolutely.
tell their story,
Right.
how nevertheless help them
Right.
in whatever situation
Mhm.
that they may encounter.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to the growth of nevertheless and what God is continuing to give you. I'm here as your implementer.
Yes, you are. And you're so good at it. You're
Along
so
with others, not just me. I don't
yeah,
want-
but you're
not
so
just
good.
me,
We have
but,
wonderful people with
yeah,
us.
we
you
have
know,
wonderful
volunteering
people,
with us.
but,
How we do. But
You and I,
girl,
we're 5 days a week together, so.
yeah. So it's all good. It's all
good.
God.
It's
Yeah.
all God.